Hey everyone, welcome to
Here.
our show, Timeout. I'm your host, Trey Avant, with my co host, my brother, Noah Avant. And this is a two-man webcast that discusses sports and entertainment. Before we begin, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Boca Raton Tribune on all social media platforms. Just look for at Boca Tribune on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also follow the show on Instagram at the_timeout7. Huddle up. It's time for a timeout. All right, Noah, week 14 of the 2020 NFL season has wrapped up. Here are some of the results. The Chiefs beat the Dolphins, the Eagles beat the Saints, the Bills beat the Steelers, and the Ravens beat the Browns. What did you think about this week's games?
Let's go ahead and let's start at the top with my Dolphins. Put up a very good fight this weekend. Honestly, I told you we had a chance. Shout out to Xavier Howard and Eric Rowe, and really the whole secondary for the Miami Dolphins. That they picked out the best quarterback in the league 4 times.
Three times, three times.
3 times, 3 times. That's that's all I need to say with that. I'm
Yeah,
very confident going on to the rest of the season. I know we'll make wild card.
yeah. Like last week, I said the Dolphins are not going to get blown out. They're going to make it close. Now, the Chiefs scored like 30 straight points, so we almost did get blown out. But they started coming back towards the end.
I
That
really
shows Tua is a very resilient quarterback, and Tua is definitely the quarterback of the future. He just needs weapons around him because the Dolphins should have won the game. When you
I
force 4 turnovers, you should win the game.
absolutely. I mean, but at the same time, though, this was a very big, big sign that we need some more options for this man Tua. Like we gotta get somebody. You know, if we're gonna be a pass heavy team, well, we need to go ahead and start getting some receivers. If we're gonna be a balanced team, we need to maybe pick up a running back in the offseason or and still draft some receivers. But at either rate, the glaring truth is we need receivers, and Devontae Parker is just cannot be the only guy.
Yeah. And it's just,
It's not fair for him.
yeah, I mean, we have Parker. He's good. We have Gasecki, he's a solid tight end. We have Gaskin. But they're always hurt and they're very inconsistent.
That's
So,
why I say we need weapons. Your weapon, what good is a Glock if it don't shoot? You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So, I mean, Tua did the best that he could. But this offseason, we still have a lot of cap space. So last year we focused on, well, I guess this year we focused on the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Next season, or next offseason, we're gonna focus on the offense. I can see us going after Allen Robinson. He's not happy in Chicago.
That's
You
a
know,
good.
if he decides to leave Chicago, he can come to the Dolphins. There's some other receivers in there like Juju Smith, Chris Godwin. Some other solid receivers in there. The Dolphins go after in free agency, but I want Devontae Smith.
Yeah, let's go ahead and cross out Juju Smith-Schuster, and I'll get to that when we talk about the Bills.
Okay, but Devontae Smith too is amazing.
Yes,
Um, I seen some of the running backs like Aaron Jones. The running back for Green Bay, but I don't really know if Aaron Jones could be a good running back on a team that's kind of like still developing. Because in
yeah.
Green Bay, he has Aaron Rodgers. He has one of the best offensive lines. So I don't really know if he could be a good running back by himself.
The thing is, if for our running back, I'd much rather some rookie receivers than and sign a veteran running back in this case, or somebody that you know is going to be solidified at that spot. Because, like you said, there's a lot of uncertainty with our run game because our offensive line is hit or miss.
Hmm.
So you really don't want the Dolphins to sign somebody like Jones if you don't truly know he could produce in any given situation. He's in a really good situation right now with the Packers, but that's the Packers.
Hmm.
You know, you got Devontae Adams on that team. You know what I'm saying? Like you have other options on that team where he's not going. Next year, if we were to get him for somehow or another, he's one of the only guys on offense with a star on his feet on Madden. Like that just put things in perspective. Gasecki has one. Parker is gonna have one. But like we just said, both of them tend to be out a lot. You are the only one that's here showing up every Sunday. You and Tua. So you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's really pivotal. One, we still build our offensive line in this draft or in the free agency, however we do it. But definitely we have to find that running back is going to be a key. I don't know any running backs off the top of my head. I haven't looked at any of the free agents that's coming up. I feel like it's a little premature because we don't know who's angry with their team or not, who wants out, who doesn't. The NFL isn't as dramatic as the NBA when it comes down to free agency, but they still tend to have a little bit of drama. The soap opera isn't as good as the NBA, but it's still a soap opera nonetheless.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see.
But wait, before we go to the next game, I wanted to say I'm a really big fan of Oklahoma State's running back Chuba Hubbard. He led college football in yards last season. I think he's a really good fit for the Dolphins. But I digress. On to the Eagles and the Saints. Your boy Jalen Hurts.
I told you.
He took out Drew Brees.
I told you.
Well, not Drew Brees. I lied. Taysom Hill. Yeah. Took out Taysom Hill.
I told you.
He played really good.
I put it as a hot take because I knew what was going to happen. And like the Dolphins, this was their mountain game. The rest of the schedule is winnable.
You think the Eagles could win their division?
Definitely.
Who sits at the top? Washington, right? I think Washington sits at the top.
Is either Washington or is New York?
That division sucks. Like Washington has a losing record, I think.
All of them do.
Yeah.
They smell like that division stinks. Like winning that division, is like winning the losers bracket. But nonetheless, Jalen Hurts. That's the guy. I told people, I told all the Eagles fans, I said, listen, when y'all put Jalen Hurts in the game, y'all will start winning.
He was running for his life, though. The offensive line is trash.
No, definitely. Because their offensive line is worse than ours. They stink.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're playing against a team, where it has such a pass rusher like Cam, you know what I'm saying? Like Cam Jordan, like that, you're a beast. You know, you have monsters on that D line. You gotta run. Even if he played a better team on the offensive line, he still causes problems. So I mean, like when he plays the Redskins, I think next week, or the Cowboys or the Giants next week, they play somebody in the division next week. I forgot who it is. What do you think is gonna happen? That was the hardest game out of the rest of the season. His numbers are only gonna get better.
We'll see. Like that's what I was saying. I was talking to myself earlier, and I was thinking like every time because defenses prepare for a certain team. So when that team throws in like an unknown wrinkle, they just fall apart. You know, they weren't prepared for Jalen Hurts. They were prepared for Carson Wentz. So when they had to go up against a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, they were like, "Whoa, how do we do this?" That's what happened before with Colin Kaepernick. Teams didn't know how to handle him at first. That's what happened with Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. Teams don't know how to handle players like that. But then eventually they start catching on. But right now they're in the beginning stages. The team's like, I don't know what to do with Jalen Hurts.
I mean, that's why you play him. And you know, it's crazy because now you're probably at practice and you might like for your offensive scout, you probably have defensive scout, however, whatever the scout it is when they're scouting the other team's offense. You probably got a cornerback in pretending to be quarterback because he's fast like Jalen Hurts. So you got to account for the speed so your defense can kind of get used to, okay, yeah, we got to watch out for this guy. No, that's not how that works. He's not fast enough. He doesn't have the arm to show your secondary, hey, look, he can really throw the ball too. It's more to it than just, okay, I'm just going to game plan for this. Jalen Hurts is one of those players that you really need to know what you're doing or he's going to have a game on you. And unfortunately, I don't think none of the teams that they have, the Redskins, nor the Cowboys, nor any other team in this division really has an answer for this guy.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he has what it takes to stay the starting quarterback forever?
Absolutely. Carson Wentz needs to get ready to pack his bags.
I had seen someone. I had seen one front office person say the Eagles don't know what they're doing. Wentz was an MVP candidate in 2017. I'm like, Wentz was an MVP candidate 3 years ago. It's 2020 now. Times have changed.
Like
is he still a good quarterback? Probably, but with a solid team around him. But right now, the team is just not good enough for a quarterback like Wentz.
Yeah, he's not making them better.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. It's like if he were to go to any other team, maybe. I can't think of one team now, but it's hard for me to say that when every second, basically every backup he's had has outperformed him when he was not doing it. And now this one is literally outperforming him, and he's 100% healthy. Nick Foles, you can chalk that up to, he was hurt. Chalk it up. Cool. Whatever. You're healthy now, and you got a payday. What's your excuse?
I mean, this is bound to happen. I mean, you drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round. You're not going to draft a quarterback in the second round and not play him, So he's obviously a quarterback of the future.
He was not a knockoff in college. Guy was a Heisman one. I was in a Heisman chase.
Mm-hmm.
Then he almost won a Heisman trophy. If he didn't, I'm not sure if he did or not.
I think he came in like second or third place last season.
But I said he got close. I know he got close, and then somebody beat him for it. And I feel honest, if he would have never left Bama and Tua didn't have the time he did, he probably would have got one that year. So it's just one of those things. But let's talk about this Bills and the Steelers.
Talk to me about Juju, man.
He's too soft. I made a post on my Instagram today. And for those of you who do not follow me, we will do it again. But this will let y'all know it's Arc Builder Noah on Instagram by the bean. But nonetheless, he's too soft. This is what he wants to do. He wants to do all these. He want to do all this. He want to do all that dancing. But he can't show up on the field.
Hey, that's what Josh Allen said. Josh Allen said, we're going to let them do all the dancing, all the talking. We're going to handle it.
Play. That's what you want. Football is a game for savages. If you want to be cute, you want to do your little dances, play basketball. This is the reason why when you step on them lines, you got a helmet on with a chin strap. Because you're going to war. You know what I'm saying? This is not a time for you to be friendly. He was trying to dap up, I think it was Tre'Davious White. He looked at him. What are you doing? What are you doing? Bro, we here to play. We here at war. I'm not your friend. We can be friends off these lines. After my W. We can do all the dances you want to. We can make 3,000 TikToks off the field. You dance on people's logos? We gonna dance on you. We gonna get that touchdown. We gonna luck you down. You ain't getting nothing today. That's what happens. He got turned into a pack. And they lost.
They lost 2 straight now after being undefeated.
Team and lost to the Bills. I told you. All of that stuff that they was getting away with at the beginning of the season,
they were playing scrubs.
And when they played the Ravens, they barely squeaked by. I kept telling people, I was like, yo, they're not going to be like what y'all think. They're not going to be like what y'all think.
You think they're going to make it out of the first round in the playoffs?
It depends on who they play. And it really just depends on if they're going to show up and play. They got too cocky with being 9-0. Now they're 9-2. They lost really 2 games they should have won.
I don't think they're beating any team in the playoffs.
I can't say I disagree.
Like whoever they play, Dolphins, Ravens, whoever makes the wild card, Raiders.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. I love my Dolphins.
The Dolphins would beat the Steelers.
If we have all hands on deck.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure most of our players would be healthy by the playoffs.
That's the thing. If we don't have all hands on deck, That's going to be a very tough game. And when
No one is seriously injured.
But we haven't had anybody. But we have. When is the last time we've had 100% of our guys?
I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago. But Gaskin's on the COVID list, so he's about to get off. Maybe when he might play next game, he might not. But by the time the playoffs roll around, he'll be off the list. Parker has a little hamstring issue, I think, but he's like day to day. He's hurt, but he's not injured. Tua's all right. So I mean, we have our top offense. Gesicki, I think he hurt his shoulder pretty bad. I think he had it separated it, dislocated it. So they haven't really announced anything. So he might be okay. But we gotta see what happens with Gesicki. But Gesicki's not really used that much in the offense when it comes to tight ends. I've seen Smythe and Shaheen get more touches than him. So, I mean, the Dolphins would be okay there. Offensively, I mean, I think by the time the playoffs roll around, if the Dolphins make it, they would be okay. And our defense is already good. So, I mean,
that's why I said we need all hands on deck. I'm not worried about our defense. We picked out Pat Mahomes. I'm not worried about Ben. I'm not worried about Lil Ben.
And Preston Williams might come back too.
Oh, see, that helps out.
No. So, I mean, the Dolphins should be like 90% healthy by the playoffs come.
We're going to see on that one. But I'll say this, they won't blow us out. It's going to go down to the fourth quarter.
No team is blowing us out. If the Chiefs can blow us out, no team is blowing us out.
We're a very underrated, tough team. But like I said before, our offense would be the reason why we win, or it'll be the reason why we lose. It would not be our defense. Mm-hmm. Unless they come out and just completely brain fart on the coverage. Mm-hmm. And Ravens and Browns.
I heard that's the greatest game or the best game this season.
So, are we taking back some of the things we said back about Lamar Jackson, or are we still saying that he's not going to be able to lead them far in the playoffs?
Depends on who they play. But man, Lamar was hooping, man. Lamar was hooping. Baker Mayfield was hooping too.
Yeah.
You can't say that. You can't. Baker Mayfield played really good.
Hey, listen. I'll see when he does this next year. We'll talk.
But I think the Browns have gotten better without Odell, and Baker Mayfield has gotten better without Odell because I think this is the reason. When they had Odell's one of the best receivers in the league. We can agree on that.
Absolutely.
I think Baker tried to force the ball to Odell too much. It made the offense very predictable.
Yeah.
Because all he knew was they just had to focus on Odell. He's going to keep throwing the ball to Odell, and then they're going to struggle, And they don't really have too many other passing options besides Odell. I mean, they have Jarvis Landry, but Jarvis Landry's been a little bit of a slump lately. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much it, who they have, like, receiving-wise. And, they have Chubb, and Kareem Hunt, good running backs. But you got to pass the ball, But now that OBJ is out, he could spread the ball around more. So I think that works for the offense.
Okay, but you mentioned that, and it brings up an interesting thought in my head. Do you believe that he could possibly have played his last season in Cleveland this year?
Possibly. I mean, they could trade him and possibly get a good pick, high pick, maybe not a first-round pick, maybe a second or third rounder.
Could you see him coming to Miami?
I mean, maybe, but I feel like the Dolphins would go after someone younger at receiver because we have a lot of picks for a reason, We're planning on using them. So I don't really think the Dolphins would trade a high pick for Odell, who's really good and still young. But he's coming off, I think, he tore his ACL, right? Yeah, he tore his ACL. Yeah. Which obviously doesn't mean that much because, modern medicine, you can come back stronger than ever. But I don't think the Dolphins would, take that chance and they can get someone like Allen Robinson or Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle or Jamar Chase or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I was just curious. Personally, I would want to see him go to New England with Cam Newton. Hopefully, they do end up bringing him back next year. But I feel like that'd be something that Bill Belichick wouldn't mind making that happen. Even if
very interested in that.
Because I believe they were interested in the trade before, just they just couldn't get things together for whatever reason. At least there was a rumor around saying that he would possibly end up going to New England. But it's going to be interesting to see. But I do believe we have a commercial, Trey.
Yes, sir. You are watching Timeout with the Avant Bros. If you enjoy the show, please click the share button to share the stream with all your friends. Also, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Boca Raton Tribune on all social media platforms. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just look for @Boca Tribune. You can also follow the show on Instagram at @the_timeout7. See you soon.
Information. If it exists in writing, we print it. If it exists online, we update it. If it exists on mobile, we notify. If it exists in video, we show it. If it exists in audio, we play it. In the past, the news had to wait for a paper to print for it to happen. Today, news happens in real time. It's analyzed, edited, and published immediately by us, your neighbors, and of course, you. Wherever you are, you write, edit, give opinions, share photos, and make the news happen. This is why a paper needs to be on print, on screen, and on your phone. Wherever you are, your news has its pulse in the community. The Boca Raton Tribune. We are much more than just a newspaper. We are your closest neighbor.
Welcome back, everyone. Week 15 of the college football season has passed. Here are some of the results. Southern Miss beat FAU. Number 1 Alabama beat Arkansas. LSU upset number 6 Florida. Number 9 Georgia beat number 25 Missouri. And number 17 North Carolina upset number 10 Miami. Noah, what did you think about this week's games?
I mean, honestly, it's pretty cut and dry. Except for your boy Trask dropping the ball against LSU. What's going on with that?
It wasn't entirely his fault. But I don't know, LSU just played a really good game against Florida, you know? That's all I can say. They just played a really good game against Florida. But Trask is not gonna win a Heisman. This loss pretty much disqualifies him. Mac Jones is gonna win a Heisman now.
He was gonna win anyway, but
I wouldn't say. I mean, you could make an argument that he could win, but Trask was putting up better numbers.
Okay, but
like Alabama was a better team, obviously, but Trask putting up better numbers than Jones was.
Okay, but isn't Waddle coming back this week?
He could be coming back.
So if he comes back this week, or for the rest of at some point before the season ends, wouldn't that make his numbers be even better in a sense?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, we're talking about right now. We're not talking about the future, you know?
Yeah, right now, but right now he's still the man right now. I honestly I tried to see what you were seeing in your boy Trask. I really tried. But when I look at Mac Brown and I'm looking at Trask, I mean,
Mac Jones. Mac Jones.
Yeah. When I look at Mac, I'm thinking about Mac Brown, our coach in Carolina. My bad. When I look at Jones and I look at Trask, it's just like, Like, I'm sorry. It's hard for me to root against the guy for the number 1 team. It is not just because of the defense. Like, it's
he now that Florida lost, it's pretty clear no one is going to touch Mac Jones. Not Trevor Lawrence, not Justin Fields, no one.
Yeah, and with Lawrence getting COVID, I really threw him off.
Yeah, that threw him off. I mean, he's still number 1, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's a shame he never won a Heisman while he was in college because he was clearly the best quarterback in college football.
Yeah, but he has next year because he's not going to go to the draft.
He's definitely going to the draft, sir. He pretty much hinted that. He's like, yeah, it's my last game here. See y'all later. I'm going to miss it here.
Speaking of last games, there was a dead body laid down there in Miami. Hey, listen. When I saw this guy, like, oh my god! Like me and my friends were watching it. It was like we didn't turn the channel because we wanted to see if they was gonna touch 70 on y'all.
Mm-hmm. On y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not a Miami fan. I just so happen to live here.
Oh my god! You talk up the Hurricanes, and now all of a sudden when they lose, no.
I mean, I talk up the Hurricanes because they're still, basically the hometown team. But I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of the Hurricanes.
Okay, Trey.
So them losing didn't really matter to me. If they win, cool. If they lose, cool.
Yeah, you see how you paused though between the cools? Yeah, I know it stung a little bit because you talk cash about my Tar Heels. Cash about my Tar Heels.
I never disrespected them. I always said they were a good team.
What happened, Noah? How they lose?
Yeah, I just asked you questions on how they lose. Because you talked them up, so I just asked you questions on how they lost.
Bro, because we're good.
You lose because you're good?
No, because great. I mean, I can say the same thing about Florida then, huh? They're a good team, right?
Everybody loses.
All right then. Yeah.
It happens. This is the way of life.
I think what's her last name? I think Williams. I think his name Williams really ran got a whole record on y'all.
Yeah, he's a really good running back. I think he could declare for the draft this year.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he might stay. I think he might stay another year.
Yeah, I don't really think he'll be that type of running back. I mean, if he stays next year, we'll see. But
I also think the quarterback Sam Howell. I think he might stay too.
Yeah, he definitely needs to stay.
Is he? He's a junior, right? Or a sophomore, something like that.
I don't think he can. I don't think he's a senior. Nonetheless, I know he's not a senior. That's all that matters.
Yeah, he'll stay another year.
The thing with ACC players is I always recommend them staying for 4 years.
Unless your name is Trevor Lawrence.
He needs to stay another 4 years. He needs to stay an extra year.
He doesn't need an extra year. He is NFL ready right now.
Yeah, but he doesn't. Who wants to play for the Jets, bro? Like for his safety, I'm staying. I'm staying an extra year. Hey, Justin. Hey, man. I know you could play football this year. Hey, we can play all the football you want in New York, bro. High five.
I mean, he could pull an Eli Manning and just be like, I don't want to play for that team, and demand a trade.
No.
He could always do that.
No.
Like before the draft, he could be like, "Hey, if you draft me, I'm not going to play for you guys." Yeah. That's what Eli did. Trevor Lawrence did the same thing, and he can go somewhere else.
Yeah, but he's not that type of player.
Yeah, he's not that type of person. He's not that
type of person. Like that's not his personality. So he's gonna play. So if I were him, I'm sitting.
But what if the Jets get the first pick next year? Then what are you gonna do?
Hey, you roll your dice, man. You gamble. It's
not like the Jets gonna be any better next season.
Hey man, who knows, man? I just don't think it. I don't think it'd be wise for him to make that move. But let's talk about some basketball here. So the Sixers played the Celtics, and the Sixers came out on top. It's a little. Granted, it's the preseason, so I mean, some of these games might seem a little crazy, like the Kings beating the Warriors.
And Kyle made that game-winning 3.
Right, and then you got the Rockets beating the Spurs. Chris Clemens this week tearing his Achilles. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that was sad.
What did you think about this week's games? Like, what were some games that stood out to you?
Obviously, Heat Pelicans. The Heat got spanked. Zion Williamson looks like he's going to be a star. Brandon Ingram picking up right where he left off.
Yeah. He pulverized KZ.
Yeah. I mean, with the Heat, they didn't really play anybody. I mean, Tyler Hero played good. Duncan played okay. But, I mean, that was pretty much it. Bam showed off some extended range with his shot, which was good. Because I want to see him shooting more threes. I want to see if he can do it, space the floor a little bit. So I mean everything was good. The Nets played the Nets with KD, and Kyrie. That was interesting to see.
To go back a little bit on Miami, UD said that he sees a lot of Bam and Precious. But
They're similar players.
That's scary. Imagine a better version of Bam with a jumper. Jesus, like that's
Seeing
tough.
Precious is kind of weird because every time I see Precious, I always envision Justice Winslow. They look similar. Like when I see their face, I'm like, is that Justice? And I'm like, no, it's Precious.
Don't disrespect him like that. Don't jinx him like that. That man, Justice.
You said like Justice was trash with the Heat.
He wasn't, but he was. He was good when he played, but he was hurt most of the time. Like,
yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're good when you're here. That high point is a really good pistol when it shoots, but it jams a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that. You want somebody that's going to be consistent. You want consistent players. That's why we like Tyler Hero. That's why we like Duncan Robinson. That's why we like Jimmy. That's why we like Bam. That's why we like Goran. These guys are constantly playing. Yeah, they may get hurt here and there, but that's wear and tear on your body. You play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's hurt most of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, he had to get up out of there. You know, I hated it for him.
Yeah, it was sad.
You know who should have got up out of there? KZ. We traded the wrong draft pick in the second round. We should have kept Bobo. Just imagine last year's playoff with Bobo and Bam.
It would have been nice to see.
But instead, we got half a Heat Nation holding out for this guy named KZ who went to Stanford. Like, no, he's a very smart guy, but I have yet to see him be worth a plug nickel in basketball.
I remember when I was watching the draft, I had fell asleep during the second round, right? I knew that he had a pick, and I knew Bobo was still on the board, right? I wanted the Heat to draft Bobo in the first round, really, but then we drafted Tyler Hero. But Bobo was still on the board in the second round, and I was like, we should pick up Bobo, and I fell asleep, right? When I woke up, it said Heat trade Bobo. I was like, whoa, we have Bobo? And I checked my phone, checked further, and I seen that we drafted KZ Okpala, and I was like, who is this?
What is this?
I said, we have Bobo on the team. What happened?
And then he went to Denver and was hooping. Like, no.
Denver got themselves a steal, man. Denver got themselves a steal.
Whatever.
But we gotta see how he plays like during the regular season because he was balling out in the bubble. Well, we gotta see how he played in the regular season. Because this year he's technically still a rookie, I guess, because they said the bubble doesn't count. So he's still technically a rookie. And he said he's trying to win Rookie of the Year, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he's a stretch like Mr. Fantastic for that. But speaking of Mr. Fantastic, let's go ahead and step out of bounds for this week's segment. Mm-hmm. So December 21st is supposed to be some like stars aligning. It's like the first time in like 800 years, right? 600 years.
Yeah, something like that. It's like Jupiter and the moon and Saturn like linking, like coming together or something like that. They're lining up perfectly like you said. And it and Black Twitter is saying, oh, that means we're gonna get superpowers and stuff. So the question is, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Shoot, I mean,
with me, I say I want teleportation.
Teleport?
Yeah, man, that's just so convenient. You can be anywhere in the world that you want to be just by thinking about it.
I mean, yeah, that would be cool. I didn't think about it like that. I mean, I'd rather be Spider-Man. I want Spider-like powers. Either that or I could have super speed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like, boom, be in there chilling.
We said be in there chilling.
Yeah, I thought that'd be cool.
But what if you become like a half spider? Like you get like 4 arms and you shooting webs out your butt like an actual spider.
See, why you got to take it there?
But that like let's just say your spider powers.
I said Spider-Man powers.
But
Spider-Man powers.
I mean, scientifically, Spider-Man's powers are kind of like it wouldn't be like that. He would be more like an actual spider.
Okay,
He
but
was real.
okay, if he is real like he is in the movies, bro, hands got little sticky things. I just want to climb on walls. That's all. That's all. You want the cat's out of the bag, okay? I want to climb up walls and scare people. That's all.
What purpose does that serve?
You know how crazy that would be on Halloween? I'm Miles Morales.
So you just want to climb on walls to scare people?
Ah,
That's lame. It doesn't serve purpose.
Why you hating?
It doesn't better your life.
You hating? Why you hating?
Does that better your life?
Yes, it does.
But
And
how?
I can make web cartridges.
But how does that better your life?
I can save the world.
How are you gonna save the world with webs? Hmm?
I can web sling around Greensboro.
Does Greenboro even have buildings that you can swing from?
Yes.
They have enough buildings that you can swing from.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Or
do they have skyscrapers?
yes. Or if I had super speed, I'd just run everywhere I want to go. Like I'd save so much money on gas.
See, now super speed is a lot more practical. It actually works.
Oh, you just mad because you didn't think about what I thought about first. I understand.
I mean, teleportation is better.
It's not.
I mean, if you get trapped in some place, super speed is not gonna get you out of that place.
Hey, you want to bet?
Where is that gonna get you? You're just gonna run around in circles.
They gotta catch me.
No, I'm talking about like, let's just say you're like in a trash compactor or something. Where is that gonna get you?
Why would I be in a trash compactor?
I'm just saying as an example. Just an example.
Okay, because see, the Flash actually has something happen like this to him, and the Flash will vibrate.
So what you want? So what you mean is you want to be as fast as the Flash, but you want to do stuff like that.
That's super speed, Trey. That's what super speed is. Trey.
I mean, I don't know how fast you want to be. You could be like 100 miles per hour. That's like a car. I don't know.
No, bruh. Like, bruh, that man, if you had super speed, you could really run into a whole different. Like, you could break time warps and stuff. You'd be running faster than time.
That would kill everyone on the planet.
Whose fault is that?
Yours.
No, they should have got out the way.
We can't. When you run at the speed of light, you kill everyone on the planet.
Hey, it's a small price to pay for salvation.
That's a very large price, actually. But okay. That's a lot. That's a lot of lives.
They call me a madman.
Yeah, you are a madman. No one's taking that back,
bro. Bro, look at it like this, right? Let's say we need to go somewhere for like a game. I just hop in somewhere. Just tag on my back. There. Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But let's go to these hot takes, man, because you wildin'.
I'm about to pull it up right now, man. It's about that time, folks. It's hot take time. And my hot take of today is the Miami Heat will trade for James Harden. Let me explain why. So when Giannis signed his Supermax deal, that means the Heat are not going to pursue Giannis. They can't. He's not entering free agency. Giannis doesn't want to win, but that's neither here nor there. So James Harden is the next big thing on the radar. We have other people. If you want to wait till 2021, you have Kawhi, Paul George, players like that, Oladipo, whatever.
Not Paul George. He signed his extension this week.
Oh yeah, he did sign his extension. So not Paul George.
Way too much.
Yeah. So James Harden is really the only one who's out there that openly doesn't want to be with his team, and he made himself available. I already put the trade through the trade machine. I put it through 2 trade machines. And I believe this can happen. A third team might need to be added, but so far I have this. The Rockets trade James Harden and PJ Tucker to the Miami Heat. The Heat trade Precious Achiuwa, Tyler Hero, Andre Iguodala, Kendrick Nunn, Casey Okapala, and Kelly Olynyk.
Not Tyler.
And that is what will get us James Harden. And whatever third team decides to enter the fray. But that's just my hot take, Noah.
Oh, the Hero. We can't trade Hero, bro. I know I wasn't a big fan of Hero before, but it is like, bro, I like confidence in players, bro. Like,
what's his name? Not Tyler. James Harden is extremely confident.
we have limited time because I really lay into that statement, but
they're not gonna trade James Harden and not get Tyler Hero in return. You think they're gonna take Olynyk and Nunn and that's it?
That's where the third team come in.
We say we're gonna trade Nunn and Olynyk. That's it.
They can have Duncan.
Yeah, I guess Duncan.
All right. My hot take, honestly, yeah, it goes back on Giannis. Like, I really feel like in order for them to win, well, I'm gonna start off with this. If the Bucks do not get another score on their team, Giannis has wasted his 5 years. And that's just to be real. That team is not a championship team. And if they are a championship team, it is off the sole pure talent of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, that's just me being honest with you. You honestly got worse in a sense. Where you went up, you went down. They couldn't bring in Bogdanovich. Not Bogdanovich. They couldn't bring in what's the man name from the Kings that just signed with Atlanta.
Yeah, Bogdanovich.
That's his name. I think I get him and Boban confused. But they both last names. They got all that stuff in their last name. All them letters. It's hard. It's not very easy to pronounce. Nonetheless, my man Bogdanovich said, "I ain't want to play with Giannis. I don't want to play in Milwaukee. You know, and it's going to be hard to do. Like, you already have him there. You have him there for the next 5 years, and you couldn't even get the guy to agree to a signing trade with you guys. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be hard to see. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes and where it goes from there. But honestly, they've got to. If I were them, I'd even try to get James Harden somehow, some way, just so that way you can appease Giannis. Like, hey, look, we appreciate you for staying for these extra 5 years. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. In 5 years, if he's not even sniffed the finals, he is gone. And he might even demand a trade halfway through that 5-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what it is.
I agree with you. They probably promised to trade for Harden. And Giannis like, okay. But yeah, I agree. If they don't make it to the finals or win a championship, those 5 years are definitely wasted. And he's definitely leaving after that.
He's out of there.
But all right, guys, that's it for today's show. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to the Boca Raton Tribune on all social media platforms. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just look for @Boca Tribune. You can also follow the show on Instagram at @the_timeout7. Follow me on my personal Twitter @TreyAvant3. Noah.
Follow me on Instagram at ArcBuilder Noah, or you can follow me on Twitter at who builds arcs. Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. Timeout airs every Thursday at 7 p.m. As always, this is the Avant Bros signing off.
Happy holidays!
See you after the break.